Hello, welcome back to the JBE video blog. We're coming at you live from Hartsville, South Carolina. My name is Derek Thompson, and I'm here again with Mr. John Miller. Thanks for joining us again.
Yeah, appreciate you, Hank.
All right, well, our topic for this month is Outsourcing 101 in today's business. I'm really excited to bring this to you and hear all the tips that you have for us, John. So, John, I'd like to know or get your definition of what outsourcing is. Again, I understand it's not offshoring, but outsourcing, and why companies should consider it. Can you expand on that?
Yeah, so basically companies look internally at whatever process or procedure they have that's not really their core. And then they need to give thought to, can they be more efficient if they have an outside party do it for them? For instance, a company might be a car manufacturer, but they're not really good at making engines. Or there might be an engine manufacturer who's not really good at building pistons.
Right.
And so they can get an outside company to help them and outsource some of this, and so they're more efficient because they're focused on their core activity.
So John, how does a company know what to outsource?
Yeah.
Do they outsource anything? Or?
So they need to think about what they make
Okay.
and what is their real core competency, and then look at everything else and decide whether or not, do we really want to do this? Companies have outsourced everything from their back office to even assemblies on their plant floor. They can look at the things that don't add value to what they do in the finished product. And then that's something that they need to look at, possibly getting a third party or a supplier to provide for them, and they end up saving money.
Now, do you ever have a company approach you and say, hey, we don't know exactly what we can outsource, but we feel like there may be some opportunities. Can you help assess and determine what we can outsource?
Yeah, we do that on a regular basis. There's something called the line back principle. You start at the final line, and then you work backwards. And you ask questions like, well, how does this get here? Who does this? Do you do this? Do you need somebody else to do it? All the way throughout the business. And if you do that, then you'll find things, many things, most times, that can be outsourced.
Okay, very interesting. And then find companies will save money as a result of that. So that's a practice that many people can utilize with you. So John, how can a business find a quality company to outsource to? Yeah,
so what I would look for is, when you're looking for a company, you want to look for their longevity and their stability. In their finances and in their management. I'd also look for quality certifications, if they have any. You know, how serious do they take their quality? Is it part of their structure? Also, do they have expertise in a particular area? And then what's very important is, are they flexible?
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now, the thing that I would avoid is, you find companies sometimes that senior management's not involved. And so outsourcing something for the first time is very involved, and it takes some time. And if you don't have the buy-in from senior management of the company you're going to be working with, you're probably not getting off to the best start. The other thing I'd want to do is look at the company's track record. Who have they worked for? Have they worked for anybody in my industry before? And do they have that experience that they'll need in order to work with me? You
recommend calling or kind of getting real life referrals?
Sure. Of course, everybody, you start with your research online, but then at some point you've got to put your own eyes on it. You've got to come see, is the company who they really say they are? Can they do what they really say they can do? And do they have the people that can really provide the type of service that you're going to need?
Now, John, you also mentioned certifications, making sure that they have certain credentials. Are there any specific certifications that you would call out that you would look for?
Yeah, well, in manufacturing, of course, ISO 9001 as a minimum, and then there's specific standards that you may get into depending on the industry that you're in, depending on how sustainable you work. So there's many different certifications, but I'd really, you want to start with the basics like ISO.
Okay. And my final question for you, are there any specific industries or industries that may lean more towards benefiting from the type of outsourcing that we're talking about?
Yeah, manufacturing is very big on that.
Okay.
So basically everybody makes a box, whether you call it a car, a plane, a train, or anything. And there's a lot of little boxes that go into that big box. And most of those little boxes can be outsourced or provided by someone else, so that you can focus on just assembling your box, your big box.
Yeah.
So manufacturing is definitely one that should look into outsourcing.
Okay. Makes a lot of sense. Well, thanks again for your expertise.
Appreciate it.
We'll be back next month with another topic. Visit www.jbeinc.net for more topics, more information, and to schedule a tour. Thank you.